Hi friend, today I am talking about the concept of complex number in this video. A question given before you, that is what is the value of square root of 12 plus 5i plus square root of 12 minus 5i where I is equal to root under minus 1. Now in this video I give concept of complex number, basic concept of complex number by which we can easily solve such type of questions. Let us start. Here I have write z is equal to x plus iy. Z is equal to x plus I is a representation of a complex number where x is the real part of the complex number and y is the imaginary part of this complex number. That means if z is a complex number, we can write that in two parts. First part is termed as real part and second part is termed as imaginary part. Here x is the first part of this complex number which is known as real part, and second part is y, that is part of imaginary. X is real part and y is imaginary part, but x and y both are real numbers. That means x y belongs to set of real numbers, means x and y both are real numbers, but z is equal to x plus iy is a complex number where I square is equal to minus 1. That means I represent the imaginary part of this complex number. Due to this reason, we write I square is equal to minus 1. Now, we studied about the concept of complex conjugate of a complex number. What is complex conjugate of a complex number? If a complex number z is equal to x plus iy is rearranged by replacing I by minus I, that it will be give x minus iy, and this is conjugate of the complex number z. That means we can write the complex number of z by the sign of denotations like this: bar of z is equal to x plus iy, x minus iy. Here z bar is complex conjugate complex of z. By using these two expression, we can find out the value of z plus conjugate of complex number z is equal to x plus iy plus x minus iy. It will be give 2x. That means z plus conjugate of z is equal to 2x. That means the sum of a complex number and its conjugate is equal to twice of its real part. Like this, we can write z into conjugate of z is equal to x plus iy into x minus iy, which can be expressed further: x square minus I square y square is equal to x square minus 1 into y square, which is equal to x square plus y square. That means the product of a complex number and its conjugate is equal to the square of its sum of the square of real parts and imaginary parts. That means x x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. If we square real part and imaginary part, after that if we add them, it gives the result, the product of a complex number and its conjugate. Z into Z into conjugate of Z is equal to x square plus y square, and Z plus conjugate of Z is equal to 2x, that is twice of real parts. Now using these concepts to solve this question easily. Here root under 12 plus 5i and root under 12 minus 5i have some relation. What is the relation? By observing the expression inside the under root, we see that if we assume 12 plus 5i is equal to z, and if we assume 12 minus 5 is equal to y, then x and y both are conjugate to each other. So if we assume 12 plus 5i is equal to z, then second part of this expression 12 minus 5i can be rewrite as conjugate of z. That means if we write z is equal to 12 plus 5i, the conjugate of its z will be 12 minus 5i. And by using this these symbols to solve this expression like this, we can write z root under z plus root under conjugate of z. The value of this expression is the value of this expression. Both are the same. Why? Because we assume 12 plus 5i is equal to z, and 12 minus 5i would be automatically conjugate of first part. That means we can write root under z plus square root of conjugate z is equal to z root under z plus conjugate of root under z to the power whole square into 1 by 2. We can write this because 2 and 2 would be cancel, and result will be 1. That means here 1 is power and it is not needed to write it. Due to this reason we can write root under z plus root under conjugate of z to the power whole square into 1 by 2. 2 will be cancelled and we can get the result of left side. Why we use such type of extra numerical values here as a indices formula is a power form? Because using the formula of a plus b per whole square, we can find out the value of this expression easily. Next we can write root under z plus root under bar of z per whole square to the power 1 by 2. As we know that the formula of a plus b per whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus twice ab. Here we can write root under z whole square conjugate of root under z whole square plus 2 into root z into conjugate of root z, and further we can write its power 1 by 2. What will be result? Root 2 and 2 would be cancelled, result will be z. Root and power 2 would be cancelled, result conjugate of z, plus 2 into root under z into conjugate of z to the power 1 by 2. I have already studied that z plus z is equal to z plus conjugate of z is equal to twice of its real part. That means 12 ka 2 twice of real part. That means 2 into 12. It would be 2 into 12 plus 2 into and z into conjugate of z. I have already find out the expression, the product of a complex number with its conjugate, that would be under, that would be sum of the square of the real part and imaginary part. That means 12 square plus 5 square. We can write 12 square plus 5 square. As we know that z into conjugate of z is equal to x square plus y square. We can write like this. That means 24 plus 2 into root under 169, because 12 square is equal to 144 and 5 square is equal to 25, and the sum of 144 and 25 is equal to 169, and its result 24 plus 2 into 13 is equal to 50 to the power 1 by 2. That means root under 50 is equal to plus minus root under 2 root 5. Root 2. 50 can be rewrite 2 into 5 into 5. That means 5 can be x. 5 can be removed from under the square root, and it will be 5 into root 2. Here, as we know that the value of any expression under the root has 2, positive and negative. So here plus and 5 both are the values of this root 50. That means plus minus 5 root 2. But in expression, but in options, only positive values of these questions are given. So here the result of these questions, what is the value of root under 12 plus 5i plus root under 12 minus 5i is equal to 5 root 2 is the answer of these 4 options. That means the solution of these questions as the option is 5 root 2. And further I will discuss the next questions of the complex number of this video. Here, next question is, if z into bar of z is equal to modulus of z plus bar of z, where z is equal to x plus iy and I is equal to root under minus 1, then the locus of z is a pair of straight line, rectangular hyperbolas, parabolas or circles. Here expression given as z into conjugate of z is equal to sum of modulus of the sum of complex number and its conjugate. Then what is the locus of the complex number z? As we know that a complex number can we write x plus iy, and x and y both are the variables and it is part of the two-dimensional plane. But using the I to represent the complex number z is equal to x plus I, it gives the specific point of a particular plane, that plane is known as Argand plane. That means z is equal to x plus I y represent a point in a Argand plane, and we will be find out the locus of this complex number in the Argand plane. What it represent straight lines, represent rectangular hyperbola, represent parabola, represent circles. After solving the expression which is given in the questions, z into bar of z is equal to modulus of z and modulus of z plus z bar, where z is equal to x plus I1. But how we can solve these questions? By using the concept which are discussed in the previous questions, we can easily solve this question. If z is equal to x plus Iy, bar of z would be x minus Iy, and the sum of z plus z bar is equal to 2x, and product of z into z bar is equal to x square plus y square. That means if we write z into z bar is equal to x square plus y square, for this expression, means expression of right side, and we can write z plus bar of z we can write bar of z is equal to 2x, modulus of 2x. That means we can write x square plus y square is equal to 2z. 2z means z plus bar z, z plus bar z is equal to 2x, z plus bar z is equal to 2x. That means x square plus y square is equal to modulus of 2x. Here we can write x square plus y square is equal to 2 into modulus of x. That means what it represents? What it represents? That means it represents circle, it represents hyperbola, it represents rectangular hyperbola. Means we have to express this expression in a Argand plane, what it represents. X square plus y square is equal to 2 into modulus of x. 2 into modulus of x. 2 into modulus of x. If we further write x square plus y square or whole square is equal to 2 into x square. 2 into x square. Squaring both sides, 2 into x square, because 4 into modulus of x square, and it can be write x square plus y square or whole square is equal to 4 into x square. That means x square plus y square or whole square minus 4x square is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. We can write these equations like this: x square plus y square per whole square is equal to 2x per whole square is equal to 0. We can further write x square plus y square plus 2x into x square plus y square minus 2x is equal to 0. That means x square plus y square plus 2x into x square plus y square minus 2x is equal to 0. That means x square plus y square plus 2x is equal to 0, x square plus y square minus 2x is equal to 0. X square plus y square plus 2x is equal to 0, x square plus y square minus 2x is equal to 0. Either this is equal to 0 or this is equal to 0. We can further write x square plus 2x plus 1 per square plus y square minus 1 square is equal to 0. And the same for this x square minus 2x plus 1 square plus y square minus 1 square is equal to 0. Further we can write x plus 1 for whole square plus y square is equal to 1 square, x square x minus 1 for whole square plus y square is equal to 1 square. It represents a equation of a circle whose center is minus 1 0, and it also represents a equation of a circle whose center is 1 0. That means both equations represent the equation of circle. Both represent the equation of circle. And what will be the nature of the circle? The nature of the circle is the center of the circle is at x-axis shifted minus 1 point and shifted 1 as a origin, right of origin. But both circles centers possess on x-axis and its radius will be unit of 1. That means then the locus of z is pair of circles, means it represent two circles. It represent two circles, pair of circles, not pair of straight line, because it represents a circle and it is represent a circle. That means these questions can be solved by using the concept of the Argand plane and the concept of z and conjugate of z. By using these two concepts, we can solve these questions easily. That means here is the solution of the equation which is written z into bar of z is equal to sum of modulus of sum of z and its bar. And the solution of this question is pair of straight lines. That means locus of the point z is pair of straight lines. Means it represents two circles whose centers lie on x-axis and first center is minus 1 0 and second center is 1 0. That means two circles and whose radius is unit. That means 1 unit. Unity radius means length of the radius is 1 unit. Thanks for watching this video. If you are interested to see like this video, subscribe my channel and share it.